Hello, Keith Smith here. Welcome to your monthly 101 challenge. I love bullwhips, anywhere between 4 and 12 feet long typically. I love kangaroo, nylon, whippa, whatever you've got, I love it. I mainly do sport whip cracking and targeting. I'm probably best known for my targeting. I run two different whip groups on Facebook, the whip cracking community and the whip trading community. And I also have my own YouTube channel, Whip Cracking Joy with Keith. Justin's been after me for the last few years to do one of these Whip Cracking 101 challenge videos about targeting. For whatever reason, now feels like the right time. Now, when it comes to targeting, most of the time people either use the cattleman's or the sidearm flick. Both are great techniques and I use them all the time. My favorite technique to use, however, and what I want to focus my challenge on, is the overhead crack. My challenge will be a little bit different. I don't want you to specifically do the exact targets that I'm going to do. I just want to get you into being able to use the overhead for targeting. And I'm going to be showing you some of the cracks and targets that I like to hit. But whatever you want to do, that's my challenge for you, is to make it your own. So level 1, I'm going to show you how to do the overhead in such a way that is good for targeting, and I'll show you an exercise. Level 2, there'll be another exercise, and then we'll start to put it all together and hitting a few targets. Come level 3, it'll be all targets all the time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Everyone here already knows how to do the overhead crack, so I'm not going to show you the basics. It's very important to know, though, that it's very different to hit the overhead in the air as opposed to actually trying to hit a target with it. Typically, when people learn the overhead, it's right after they've learned the cattleman's crack. The cattleman's crack, straight up and down, we all know how to do that. What happens a lot of times, though, is the overhead comes out looking a bit like a hybrid between the cattleman and an overhead, and you don't get the wrist turned over properly. If the wrist doesn't get turned over really well, then it's not a crisp, clear, horizontal crack, and that is a problem when it comes to targeting. So this is what I was talking about when I said sometimes the overhead can come out looking like kind of a hybrid between the cattleman and an overhead. It can start like an overhead, but then kind of come down like this, which is fine for sport cracking. You might be going really fast, something like that. But when it comes to targeting, it will really help if when you come around, turn the wrist all the way this way so the handle is horizontal, parallel to the ground, because the thong will follow exactly where the handle goes. So if you come around and you have your wrist all the way turned over like this, horizontal, that way you get a nice horizontal slice, like this. See how my wrist is like this? Wherever that handle goes, the whip will follow, and that's what you want. This exercise will get you used to moving the whip around and putting the overhead crack wherever you want it. So there's level 1. Now you have an exercise that will help you in being able to put that overhead crack wherever you want it with that exercise. Plus, now you know how to turn the wrist in such a way that you will have a nice horizontal slice with the overhead crack. That will help you greatly with targeting. Here comes level 2. In this level, I'm going to be showing you another refinement exercise, and then we're going to start putting the pieces together and hitting a few targets. But first, the exercise. This exercise will start to enhance your abilities to put as little amount of force possible to get the crack. It's something that I do often as an exercise or a warm-up or a meditation, just something to dial back in your skills. I do it all the time. I think it's a lot of fun. Here comes level 2. So with this exercise, I'm going to start out kind of hard, and then we're going to go slower and slower and lighter until it's barely audible cracking. Okay, this is where it all comes together. We've talked about really turning that wrist over so you get a nice, clean, horizontal slice. We're going to start with a good, loose bullwhip grip. We're going to turn the whip around so it flows naturally, and we're going to hit a few targets. We're going to start with big ones, so they're easy to hit. Just like that. Well, that was level 2. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, go out and show me what you can do with it. Here's level 3. Now that you know how to do the overhead crack in such a way that you can hit targets with it consistently, the sky's the limit. Here's a few things that I like to do. Okay, now let's go for some small targets. I love these little red cups that you can get at Walmart. They're very inexpensive and they're red, so they really show up nicely on camera. So if you hit them in just the right spot, they'll really fly. I'll show you where to hit it. Right where the cup meets the table, if you can hit it right there, they usually take off nicely. Just like that. Single targets are fun. Multiple targets are super fun. Well, that's the end of level 3 and the end of my challenge. Now you know how to do the overhead crack in such a way that you can hit targets consistently. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I don't want you to hit these specific cups, targets, exactly the way I do it. I want you to make it your own. That's my challenge for you. Now go out, make some beautiful noise, and spread whip cracking joy. Thank you so much for watching.